to another episode of the Lifestyle Loops podcast. We're back for episode 15 today. Just the three of us.
That Alvin thigh looks horrendous.
The Alvin thigh, my hips and my love handles are wider than my
You're
lats.
you're childbearing, like you are
It's
childbearing.
bad, like, so that's a reminder. Like,
I was
really,
going through our WhatsApp like media a while ago, and I scrolled up. I was looking for something, and I seen a photo of your rear lat spread like balls deep in prep, and I was like, holy fuck, this is fucking gold.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think of that. I was still tucking the hips quite significantly at that point, so I was trying to get all that glute detail through.
Just no back.
Yes, boys, hope we are well. Intro in the vlog, actually, with the second clip. I just took the clip of the Lifestyle Loops podcast. We were actually talking about it. We were all meant to vlog today, and we all forgot about it, but started a bit late, but it's not really going to matter. So, it is Saturday. It is podcast day. Lifestyle Loops episode just been wrapped up. It is leg day. And it is sushi night, so very much looking forward to that. It is the return to Ginza. I'll also point out the kitchen is an absolute bomb site at the minute. We're getting a new kitchen in. You might have heard on the podcast the sort of trouble or hurdle that's going to be with meal prepping and stuff like that. But we'll get it boxed off nonetheless. So I'm going to vlog a bit of the weekend, today, tomorrow, maybe a bit of Monday. Show you guys the sushi tonight, some of my leg sets today, going to the cinema tomorrow. I don't know, just whatever comes up. Got a few clips of us talking in the podcast, maybe get a few check-ins recorded in the background. But currently, going to show you guys the pre-legs meal. So obviously off plan tonight. I've recently started changing my meal plan on Saturdays as well, because getting 5 meals in with just our layout of the day with the podcast, a longer training session and stuff. Typically the 5 meals is quite a time crunch, so I have been running 4 meals, but that makes it even easier to work around my off-plan meal tonight. So I've had 2 meals today, one. This is my second one going in. First meal was 150 sourdough, 3 eggs, 50 smoked salmon, 100 pineapple. Now this meal we have chicken breast on the side, 200 grams raw weight chicken on the side, just to help bump the protein intake up. Obviously only doing 2 meals and a bit of whey post-workout. I've got 60 grams of whey post-workout, and we have a hefty bowl of oats here. So in this bowl it is 75 oats, 125 apple, 100 blueberries, 30 dates, 50 whey, cinnamon, salt, nutmeg, and 10 grams of dark chocolate. Typically only running 10 grams of my fat source in most meals. Just running fats kind of low this push-up, just to keep gut transit nice and fast. We don't want to be slowing that down. We want to keep appetite firing and stuff. So that's sort of a different approach to this push-up than I have done prior or previously. I've pushed fats to like 100 on rest days before, where I saw fit, but for this one we're keeping sort of 60-65 range on a usual day. I think they're sitting at like 38 or something today with the macros that I've planned in to work around tonight's sushi. So gonna get this in, and I'll talk to you guys again at the gym. We're balancing. Okay, boys, you join me again post-workout. I think I'm gonna just put myself in the corner right now and overlay a few bits of footage that I got from legs B. So it was a quality session. I'm gonna make my post-workout while we talk. Just a measly 60 grams of whey, since we are going for sushi. If I try to get a decent angle, I want to show the whey paste creation. That'll do, head sort of cut out, but it's fine. 60 whey going down, and I will take 2 caps of Turbo Mag. If I slouch down the chair, that might help. But yeah, legs B, quality session. You'll see the pendulum, Arsenal leg press, and the hip hinge today. So 220 hip hinge back off, for 4, I believe. Now that's a rep down from last week, but I do not mind at all because I pulled 250 for the first time since 11th of November 2024. So I'm a happy man. Was not bothered about the pack off being down a little bit. Pulled 250 for 2.5 reps. Just couldn't lock it. I'm not liking the way my head is cropped out here. I'm gonna need to lift up. The Osmo's really sensitive. Right. Yeah, not bad at all. Leg performance is flying. This change of split, I'm just already in such a good groove with the push-pull legs or pull-push legs, upper lower setup. I think it's really what I needed. You know, I was in a groove with the full body sessions, but they just dragged that little bit, and now I'm really giving everything into these like dedicated body part days. So enjoyment is through the damn roof, if I'm to be quite frank, and it's nice to feel. You know, we spend time in the gym. Say you're training 5 days a week, your session's probably lasting 2 hours. It's nice for that 10 hours a week to be really enjoying it. You know, I've said many times, enjoyed the full body sessions, but it's a different kind of enjoyment when you're not rushing through the session and you're really present. Because that's what I was really guilty of, was like constantly trying to just speed through the full body work. And maybe that did lead to a bit less productivity because, you know, I was rushing. I wasn't being present with the movements. Maybe it didn't. Who really knows? But all I know at the minute is the 5 day a week split is going absolutely superb. So post-workout is made 60 grams of TWP chocolate coconut whey, and then we are booked in for sushi in an hour and 24 minutes. So guys, I'll show you a bit of the sushi. Still unsure whether I'm going sushi and ramen or just sushi, but we'll decide when I get there. Boys, it is the morning after the sushi refeed. It is currently, let's check what time it is. Oh, don't have my watch on. That's brilliant. 8:32, so not very early at all. Hate starting my day. I woke up at 7. Hate starting that late. I'm really a 5:30 to 6:30 at the latest kind of guy, but we sat at the table after finishing our refeed, our specialty rolls, for like 2 hours, just talked, which is nice. So I'll take the early or the late morning wake. So we got to get our good sleep in even after talking for so long. So 8:32, what has been done so far this morning? So we've done our vacuum work, posed, and we have just finished cardio. Wanted to get my sweat on the camera. Reason I didn't record any posing or cardio is I'm not setting the Osmo up and recording myself for going on the spinning bike and then having to get off the spin bike and take the Osmo or turn the Osmo off. I'm not doing that. Posing, was only posing in my room against the black backdrop. As you can see, the lighting is horrible, so didn't feel it was worth getting on the YT, but you can go to my Instagram and see a current little physique update. We've got a mixture of fasted shots and post-workout shots posted on the grid, just showing how I'm holding 189 pounds. So what's to be done now? Shower, meal one, and get Milo out for a walk. Since I woke up a bit later and I still want to keep my sort of sleep-wake cycle, might only have one coffee today. It is Easter Sunday as well, so not a lot of places are open, so it's a decent day to do it. But I might feel a bit, I might let, what is that word? Sin. What was like Adam and Eve when Eve got tempted to eat the apple? That might happen me with like a white monster in the fridge or something, but we'll have to see. So talk to you guys again when I see you.
Now, I don't know if they skipped the NPC portion, but I did get a lot of
Stuart, thank you for your check-in, mate. So another pretty solid week in the books. But as for the visuals this week, mate, I'm really happy again. See, we've got the Birks on. I cannot pose in shoes at all. You're an absolute madman. But side chest stood out to me this week, just with the thickness and the pecs. I'm a big fan. We could maybe get that closest leg to the camera a bit into the middle of this back foot to wedge against to get that hamstring drop. But just a few minor things, and we want body weight to take up as minimal as possible. For maybe a probably minimum 0.2 pounds is like an effective rate of gain a week where you actually notice differences, because if you're gaining 0.05 pounds a week, yes, you're gaining some weight, but that's negligible. That's probably not enough to put you in a very anabolic position to put on muscle. So maybe a minimum of 0.25 pounds a week, and this is perfect. If we could gain 0.3 pounds every week, I would gladly choose to do that. I think that is an ideal rate of gain.
Yes, boys, you're joining me again on Monday morning. I know I got about 2 clips on Sunday. That's not very good for me, not a good outing, but Monday morning, gonna get a few bits of today recorded and then just wrap up the video, make it sort of like a weekend in the life, or sort of a Saturday, Sunday, Monday in the life. For this Easter period, join me with a white monster while I'm looking at some car insurance. Car insurance is expiring mid-April, so need to get that sorted. What has happened so far this morning? We are a meal deep. I think we are 7k steps deep. We've done a few late check-ins, which is never good, but we got them boxed off. And yeah, first caffeinated beverage being a white monster. It was going to be a coffee. Now, walked to like a local little like coffee cart, or like one of them horse box things, and coffee machine wasn't warmed up, so couldn't get a coffee there. Then like an hour passed, went to walk Milo. Called the Cafe Nero, not open. They're meant to be open, but they're just not open, so that's mega. So 3.5 hours awake and no caffeine, or well, first caffeine going in now, so I'm an absolute trooper. Might leave caffeine there for the day, just 150 milligrams, be a nice day, get a nice early bedtime then, nice restful REM sleep, or might have a little bit pre-workout because we have pull on the cards today. But I'm trying to think, is there anything yes, that's what I wanted to talk through. So yesterday, what I didn't get recorded another episode of the Faffin Over Frequency podcast. That is an episode on the importance of nutrient quality and just sort of if it fits your macros as a whole. But in the evening, went and seen the new the drama film, Robert Pattinson and Zendaya, the first of their three-peat this year for 2026, so they're in that together, The Odyssey and Dune Part 3. Now I think the drama is obviously going to be the worst of those three. The other two are going to be like probably world-beating films, or like whatever way you want to describe them, phenomenal films. One's a Nolan film, that's not going to disappoint realistically, is it? Dune Part 3, the guy I don't know how to pronounce his name, his surname, so we'll go with Dennis. Dennis has not missed on the first two, so I don't think he's going to miss on number 3. So excited for them to come out, but the drama, it was one of those films where like that final like 15 minutes, or there was a 15 minutes in sort of like the last act where I just wanted to crawl into the cinema seat. Robert Pattinson has lost all of his Batman aura after that, but my Letterboxd review, as you know guys, I'm a film critic, 2.5 out of 5 I gave it. Couldn't justify the 3 because it was just, I don't know, it just didn't grip me as much as I thought it would, or I would want it to warrant a 3-star. But like Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, 2 very good actors, but I also think it's like the roles that they played, or the characters they played, they couldn't give like the best acting performance of the year. You know, it wasn't going to be a show-stopping performance from them. Just basically like based on the dialogue and what actually happens in the film. But I don't know who would be luckier being cast with the other one. You know, if I'm Zendaya and I get in a ring being like, yeah, you're main character with Robert Pattinson, or if I'm Pattinson and getting a ring being main character with Zendaya, like who's luckier there? Because Zendaya, smoking hot. But I'm gonna crack on with drinking this white monster, getting the car insurance sorted. Need to hop in the shower and get this in the wash because this hoodie is stinking. And then I shall see you guys at the pre-workout meal. Yes boys, same location but different time. You're joining me back in the office. You know, the kitchen's a bit of a mess, which I did show you, so we've no kitchen table to eat meals, so I will go and sit in the sofa for the pre-workout meal. But white monster, drank, car insurance sorted, and pre-meal has been sorted. I guess you could say, make a little rhyme of it. But we have the usual chicken, rice, banana, dates, beetroot, honey, nut butter. That coconut almond butter, man, I cannot describe how much I actually love that shit. This meal is just ridiculously good. You know, I've noticed in past push-ups, or my big push-up, when food gets high, savoury meals are actually what is easier for me to get in. When you're lean and you've got that bit of food focus, a sweet tooth, you know, cream of rice is really easy to eat. They're probably your favourite meals, like your cream of rice, your oats. But in terms of actually getting the food in, I think you can hit a roadblock with the cream of rice and stuff when food's super high. But whereas something like this, where it is that chicken and rice, veg, savoury aspect with a little bit of sweetness, this goes down so easy all day. But exact amounts, we have 100 grams raw weight sushi rice, 150 raw weight chicken, 100 beetroot, 100 banana, 30 dates, medjool dates, 20 almond butter, and there was one more thing, 5 grams of honey and a little bit of cinnamon, good chunk of salt since it is pre-workout, pre-pull. 1 cap of glycotank has went in before eating this meal, and then all that's left to do is do a little bit of stepping after this meal, inject the L-carnitine, get the turbo pump sorted, and we will be on our way to the dock 1, the mecca of bodybuilding. So yeah, gonna get this into me. We'll talk to you guys again maybe post-workout with another meal, and then wrap the video up. But yeah, fuck, I'm looking forward to this. One last show for you guys, maybe get a, I wonder can you pick this up? So moist, it's crazy. Get a taste test as well quickly. Get a bit of rice, chicken, banana. Oh man, so good. Done. Yes, boys, hope we are well. Gonna clip the mic on. Are we gonna clip it on? Yeah. There we go, we got it clipped on. That was a decent enough pull session, you know, bank holiday, Easter Monday. Gym was pretty packed, so machines were taken a lot of the time. So like I was bouncing between a different sort of order between like my curls and my rear delt flies, which isn't ideal, but you know, it's not really going to matter. Noticed a little bit of a strength drop off on some movements like the prime row. bicep curl. Not really bothered about the bicep curl, but like the rep drops on like basically every set on the prime row is something to just keep an eye on. I'm not going to shit myself and cry about it because got a wicked pump. Pretty happy with the visuals post workout, especially the rear double and rear lat. It's just simply something to keep an eye on. Now, a few factors that go into that, or what I think could be down to, is Saturday pulled 250 off the floor and upper back was beat up, so that's a little bit more fatigue or recovery debt that I'm not usually heading into when I'm just doing a standard pull, and just sort of different things like that. This is like my second rotation of having pull 3 sleeps after upper, and it's like just volume is sort of my body's getting accustomed to that sort of volume, and now sort of things or recovery time is, I don't know, it's just getting standardized. So we need to see, I'm doing quite a lot of upper back work, and it just might be a case of I'm not recovering. I might need a slight volume drop, but one day of reduced strength or one session of reduced strength doesn't warrant a volume drop. I would run it 2-3 weeks, see how it's going every week, see if any variables change or any variables were different leading up to that strength drop, and then assess volume. But post-workout meal, you guys have seen this a million times. We have 100 grams rice flour, ground rice, whatever you want to say, mixed with 50 grams of Gold Bar TWP whey, 100 grams of banana along the side, 100 grams of berries, 30 grams of medjool dates. Love my dates. Cinnamon, salt, and 100 grams of blueberries. Did I say blueberries? And we've got 15 grams of coconut almond butter. You can tell what I'm a big fan of in my meal plan. It's the fruits, the almond butter, specifically the bananas, the dates. It's all friggin' goodness. And we have 2 caps of magnesium, Turbo Mag by Engineered Muscle, and 1 cap of Glyco Tank, also by Engineered Muscle, going in with this meal. I still think there is some rationale in a GDA, glucose disposal agent, post-workout, even though you're more sensitive to the food. Lifting isn't that glucose intensive, so it's not like you're immediately going to uptake every single carb to the utmost level. I still think pre and post is a good time to implement a GDA. But guys, gonna outro here while Butcher comes in. So actually, I'll get him to. Do you want to outro my YouTube?
It's just the pussy wagon.
Pussy wagon. Do you want to outro?
No.
Just say like, subscribe, comment, share in your story. No.
Well, you've just said it, haven't you?
Okay, I've just said it, guys. I don't know what episode. Do you know what episode of Grow Bag this is? Core War. Rice flour. Yeah, I win. Actually, I don't know. I think you win.
My presentation's actually a bit better today.
I'm getting lazy with the banana. I'm not chopping it up, but that's enough rambling. Outro the video here. As I said, all the carry on, like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever. I'll see you guys next episode of Grow Bag.